See how the modulation sounds. I'm talking into the transceiver itself. No external microphone. I'm holding this transceiver in my hand at the moment, Tony. It's a true SDX. Do you know this transceiver? And yes, it has three options. It's the standard option, and as you mentioned, with the lower band, 80 to 20 meters. Then there is a classic option, which is 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10. And now there's also a high band option. That's the one I'm using here, 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10 meters. So I changed the capacitors and the coil, and I'm running it only on the upper band now. So that's why we are meeting here on 12 meters, Tony. How copy? IZ6 Bravo X-ray Victor, Delta Lima 2 radio Mike, over.
Delta Lima 2 radio Mike, Jens. The audio is okay. It's not perfect, but it's a good audio. I can read you. I am running much more power, but if you want, I can reduce my power to 10 watts, over.
Yeah, please do so. I'm reading you with an S9 at the moment, Tony. 59 on the little S meter here. Yourself?
Roger. How long? I check on the watt meter. Oh, maybe now it's maybe it's 4 watts. Maybe 3 watts. Do you read me, over?
Yeah, no problem with the 3 watts. No problem at all. You're still around an S5. 55 here, I would say it's around an S3. So you're 2 S units above the noise tolerance,
Very good. You're 5.9 on my meter. I'm running Yaesu Mach 5, and my antenna is an X-beam at 40 feet. On my watt meter, I have a Daiwa Charlie November 901. I read 3 or 4 watts. And so you're running the Delta Lima 2 Mike Alpha November, but you improve the bandwidth. It's not 5 bands, you're running 8 bands, over.
Negative. It's still 5 bands. Still 5 bands. That's the true SDX can only operate on 5 bands. The maximum 5 bands. There's 5 filters and 5 relays with 5 different output filters. But I changed the band, so it can only operate from 20 to 10. 20, 17, 15, 12, and 10. So it's 5 bands, but it's the upper 5 bands. My transceiver, Tony. And you're still an S5 with the 3 watts. I receive you with an S5. Your Mark 5 transceiver sounds very good with the X beam. I actually have a 3-element antenna connected, 3-element Yagi. That's with this, with the QRP power, Tony. IZ6 Bravo X-ray Victor, Delta Lima 2 radio Mike, over.
Delta Lima 2 radio Mike. I will tell you what, you're 5.9 with no USB, you can see the video. So now I do understand what you mean. You have 5 bands, but it's not the typical manual kit that's cover 80, 40 and so on. You are running 20, 17, 15, 12 and 10 meters. Is that right, over?
Roger. That's correct, Tony. That's exactly correct. So I have the original kit from Manuel. It's the original kit, but I reworked the RF board. I changed the coil and the capacitor for the output power, for the output board, for the RF board. And now it can operate on the other bands. Of course, in the firmware, you're switching between the band setup. So you can choose the high band option in the firmware if you have reworked the RF board. So that's what I did here. And it was. I actually also changed the output transistor. Usually it's running with the 3 MOSFETs, the DS170, and I replaced those with one single SBT MOSFET transistor running maximum 5 watts, but at the moment running at 4 watts, 4 watt level over here, Tony. Yourself?
Sometime you're peaking in the red zone, you're 5 dB over sometime, but 5.9, I perfect copy you. Okay, I stop the recording, I insert the video on YouTube, and maybe on some channels dealing about the USDX that you're running. I'm very glad to meet you. It's been my pleasure. Delta Lima 2 Radio Mike, Jans, Italy Zulu 6 Bravo XD Victor. Alle scute, ciao.
Yeah, excellent. I think you're still on the QRP level. You're still around at F5 and F6 with me, so no problem. Copy very well. And yeah, if you could be so kind and send me the video. I actually have a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube